You know, sometimes when you're an up-and-coming artist, it feels like people are walking all over your work. Well, here's an artist who's world-renowned, and people are still walking all over his work. But that's okay. He likes it that way. I'm, of course, talking about the one and only David Zinn, an artist who's not only known for his traditional art and design, he's also known for creating some of the most innovative and downright magical sidewalk chalk art you'll ever encounter. These drawings may be temporary, but they've left a lasting impression on young and old around the world. Lucky for us, Ann Arbor is his stomping ground. And that's exactly where we found him, on the ground, chalk in hand. Now, David, this is how well known you are. I mentioned your name 2 weeks ago to Alexa, who works with us, and she goes, "Oh yeah, David Zinn. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram." It's like, I mean, everybody knows you but me. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'll forgive you.
Do you do sidewalk art because it keeps you connected to your inner artistic child, or?
That's actually a good description of a big part of it. When I was a kid, I doodled constantly. Yeah. Also when I was a teenager and after I was an adult, to be fair. But we all, the main thing that I've learned doing this kind of work in public and talking to people, because you can't make art in public without talking to people about art. A lot of people want you to believe that they never drew a picture in their lives. And they're all either forgetful or lying, because we all at one point were that little kid who knew how to hold a crayon but hadn't learned how to write yet.
Well, the neat thing about what you do is these are like what I call like little gifts to the community. It's like you're walking down the street, you've got so many things on your mind, you look down and there's this magical, almost mystical fairy tale type creature staring up at you in this three-dimensional, world that you've created with just little cracks in the sidewalk. Now there's a name for that, and I actually wrote it down.
Ooh,
it's
good.
called Pareidolia anamorphosis.
Yeah, Pareidolia anamorphosis.
Okay, I didn't even say it right, and I wrote it down.
Or anamorphic pareidolia, it's your choice. That's two parts. Anamorphosis is a trick a lot of street artists, especially chalk artists, use, which is a flat drawing that looks three-dimensional when seen from just the right angle. Now, pareidolia is actually something that we all do. Every person's brain has this beautiful, actual scientific thing that sounds like a Harry Potter spell in it. It's why we see the man in the moon. It's why if you see little puffy clouds, they start to look like things that aren't just little puffy clouds. It's where constellations come from.
Is that why I see faces in the wallpaper?
Exactly.
Yes. I see faces all the time.
Because your brain is always on the lookout for things that make sense. Your brain doesn't like random stuff. Your brain likes faces and patterns and stuff. And one of the best reasons to draw on the sidewalk, as compared to a boring blank piece of paper, is that there's always stuff. Everywhere you go, there's little streaks and cracks and little specks and pebbles and things.
Yeah.
And if you stare at them for any amount of time, your pareidolia will start to connect the dots, makes it look like stuff. So in terms of having the problem that I have, that clearly a lot of people who've talked to me have, of not knowing what to draw, not a problem. You just draw what wants to be there.
Do you actually go out and search for little places that have cracks and little holes in the sidewalk? And
one of the best things about Ann Arbor is it's a very good walking town. And so I'm always walking places. And I stare at the ground while I walk, because I don't want to trip. And I keep seeing things that want to be things.
That's the brilliance of creative people like you, is you see things, I mean, we all see things, but you see things beyond what we see. And it just helps turn the community into something a little more special. I love art. I love murals. I think it's the icing on the cake, artistically of, towns. But the things you see are just amazing to me.
Everybody has these crazy artistic thoughts. And really, if anything makes a difference between an artist and a non-artist, I'm not sure there is any difference. It's actually thinking, you know what, I'm going to do that crazy thing. I'm going to be that one guy amongst all these people who are walking to get somewhere important, who's crouching on the ground for no good reason, just because wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah.
And I think wouldn't it be cool is an excellent starting place for any kind of art.
I got one last question for you, and be honest, do you get sad when it rains?
Actually, no. And it's important to make this point, especially as it might get more people to make art. Saving art is not the fun part of art. Making art is the best part of art. What I most enjoy about drawing on the sidewalk is the fact that because this is going to wash away in the rain, I have no time to get too worked up about what's going to happen to this art. I might as well just do something that makes me happy. And then tomorrow, if it rains tonight, I'll draw something else on this exact same spot. There are places in Ann Arbor, 1 square of sidewalk, where I've drawn 5 separate masterpieces. And if the first one had been permanent, the other 4 wouldn't have happened.
It's the journey.
Exactly.
So next time you're walking down the sidewalk and you see a magical little creature at your feet that somehow seamlessly blends into its surroundings, don't be afraid to smile, because you can bet David Zinn is creating another one right around the corner.